4-month, 23-day check-in here, and I'm going to be talking to you guys about a couple things that I've learned from quitting nicotine. First of all, the myth or the rumor that the moment you quit nicotine that you're going to immediately feel better is complete BS, and it's complete bullshit. It's not true. No matter what in life, you're going to be dealt and faced to deal with your emotions as they come up. It's just that when you're addicted to nicotine, you're able to use the nicotine to cover up those negative emotions with a false positive emotion, explained simply. And that's really big here because a lot of people think that you're going to feel great immediately after quitting nicotine, and that's not true. You know, it's a journey, and still it's a process, no matter what, to reach, balance when it comes to detaching from your nicotine addiction. And regardless of how long it's been, for me, in this video, it's been 4 months and 23 days. And I'm just getting started. I'm still starting to find out my potential with a nicotine-free life and living without a mentally crippling, at least, addiction. They say it can be physically crippling the longer you do it, but the majority for me was mentally crippling. And what I mean by mentally crippling is having thoughts about if I wanted to continue using the drug or not, almost on a daily basis, almost on a nightly basis, before hitting it, before going to bed, kind of the thoughts after, hitting it before going to bed, getting that feeling, that head rush, and then feeling great after that, and having it kind of ease you down at the end of the night. Then still, having a thought like, that's shitty, like, do I want to be doing this for the rest of my life? Those thoughts were lingering in my head, and, that was mentally crippling. I know also, a lot of times, when you first get into it, you wonder how it's going to affect your health, right? Especially at a young age. So that's another thing. It's like not a mental block, but definitely it's a point where you don't want to be doing something, getting addicted to something that's like legitimately terrible for you. And I've heard that tobacco is actually been proven to increase male testosterone, but I don't know if that's the case to be true with nicotine. For sure from experience, it seems like, I'm just speaking from personal experience, and you can judge on yourself, but for sure I'm willing to throw the fact that whatever they're calling that's boosting the testosterone from tobacco use, for sure nicotine, has that factor as well. And but yeah, for sure a mentally crippling addiction. And if you don't battle with that, then I assume you're able to exercise moderation, and good for you, right? Power to you. There's all sorts of things that we decide as beings to do, many times because we want to do them, other times because we think we want to do them or we are going to do them. And it so happens that some activities are damaging the physical body, and almost all are, because we age, and throughout time we end up aging. So that's that, and it just is up to each being to choose what actions they are okay with. And that's what matters, is that people have the choice. And of course, I think that it is right to have a understanding of what you're involving yourself in. That is good to keep your perspective. So after 4 months and 23 days without nicotine, I can say that if you are around nicotine, or you are seeing it in places, for example at stores or whatnot, wherever it's being sold, don't allow that to trigger you. In the moment, it can you're either going to allow yourself to be drawn in by it, or you're going to put up that barrier and you're going to protect yourself from it. If you draw into that and you give it your energy, there's more of a chance that you're going to affect it. You may feel it emotionally afterwards, or mentally, where you're getting blocks and you're just like confusing thoughts with feelings, because, well, you tied that addiction in with your mental and physical bodies. And so when you are seeing it, just don't pay it attention. Don't give it any attention that it doesn't need, right? Correct. Knowing what you're getting out of what you're doing is a very important thing, and nicotine for sure is, up to the person who decides to use at the end of the day. And like I said in my video before, in my description, there's no judgment on anyone who smokes nicotine, because everyone's responsible for their own actions. And this isn't for judgment, this is for, educational purposes, and for purpose of knowledge, purpose of knowing. So this was the 4 month and 23 day check-in.